Okay, you know what? I'm glad though. Pat, this is going to be podcast 1 instead. Actually, that'll just be confusing. It's going to be 2. So we got podcast A and then podcast 2.
Okay, that's completely fine.
But yeah, like.
My powerhouse of anger is what I was saying.
See, but I'm glad that happened though, because Seth interrupted my recording, which because it's on my phone. Sorry, everybody. By the way, the quality's so shitty. I will get a mic at some point, and by some point, probably by next episode. If you keep watching, please keep watching after that.
Please.
I really need this.
It's the only thing keeping us sane right now.
My life is hell. But no, like I'm glad that happened though, because that is something that is like I feel like always happens to me, where something like that will happen. Obviously, Seth had no idea of knowing what I was doing at that point.
Do you get irrationally angry about it?
Oh my god, I wanted like there was like 3 seconds that I was like, okay, I want to like strangle Seth.
Yep.
And I know that that's not rational. I'm sitting here being like, there's no reason for me to feel like that, but and like when this happens in like public situations, I'll usually like be sarcastic and shit towards them just so I can get some of that out, which probably isn't very healthy.
You definitely don't like people interrupting you.
Oh my god.
To any level.
So
even that.
That's true. Yeah, that was just another form of people. James, like when we went on our road trip to the East Coast, James drank a bang or something, so he was all hyped up on caffeine because he doesn't know what real drugs are like. But like, so he like keeps interrupting like everybody who's talking, and I'm driving, and I was like, I might have to crash this car to strangle him. Like I was like, I literally was. I remember like driving like, James, you seem a little hyped up right now. He's like, and then that's when he like showed me the bang. He was like, yeah, it's because this. I was like, oh, okay, thank God. I don't actually hate James. It's something else. Yep. Because I did have a moment where I was like, I might never want to see James again after this. Because he kept interrupting me.
That's interesting because I'm kind of the opposite. When people interrupt me, I shut down. Like, you emphasize it because you're like, I don't want that. I just shut down and don't want to speak again.
You're like, oh, obviously nobody wants to hear what I have to say.
Yeah, and then I just completely shut down and do not want to speak whatsoever.
That's wild.
Until someone speaks to me.
So you're just kind of like almost a spiteful kind of like.
Yep.
Well, then I won't talk until.
Yep, but I won't show it. I'll just look
just
sad.
won't. Yeah. Just kind of pout for a little bit.
Yep.
See, like, oh my god. See, that's the thing though. But because I never really did. I did similar things to that, but not really. But then, like, if somebody wouldn't then pay attention to me, I would get mad. I'd be like, I am obviously sad. Can you not pay attention to me right now? What the hell?
I wish I were like that, but I'm a people pleaser.
So am I, kind of.
Yeah.
As long as they're also pleasing me.
Yeah, I don't need that side. They could be treating me like absolute shit, and I'm like, just like me. That's all I want.
It's pretty gay.
It is pretty gay.
Am I allowed to say that? Like, is that going to be like a word that's like? I don't know, I feel like some people take it. When I say it like that, I swear, I mean it, like, my mom's gay, it's fine.
We can diminish that by saying I am half gay.
Oh yeah, Devin's half gay.
So I'm allowed to be called gay.
Also, people think I'm gay, so like.
Yeah, so it just
we almost make a full gay person, basically.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, actually, we're just going to have a gay person on, like, after this episode, just so, like, people can't yell at us. Also, another thing of note, if you have anything bad to say about this podcast, do not do it. I'm very sensitive. I will be very upset.
We will lock ourselves in our rooms and never come out.
There is like a very small % chance I might hurt myself if that happens, so please don't. Like, okay, there's no way anything we're saying is, like, appropriate. This is mental health awareness. This is, like...
this is it, raw, and...
This is the nitty-gritty... Oh, my God. This is the nitty-gritty of us right now. We're being real for the first time in my life.
I don't feel real.
Yeah, me neither. See, that's the thing. Like, is that just, like... Because, like, that, like, pervasive feeling of fakeness that, like... And basically, unless I have a bunch of people looking at me and telling me how great I am, I always feel, like, completely fake and just...
Yep. Well, growing up, I was always called a poser. Like, everyone constantly was like, you're a poser, you're fake. It's because of how I would match people.
Yeah.
It's that thing.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that's not necessarily, like, me not knowing. I know who I am, but everyone took that as, like, me not knowing who I was and struggling with my identity. So then I was a fake human being because of how I projected myself.
Well, because do you not feel like you don't know who you are?
I don't feel like that. Like, I feel like one-on-one with myself, I understand myself to an extent.
Really?
But when I am around other people, I don't know how to project that, so I project their energy.
Because I had an idea. But, because, like, my thing is, like, I basically know who I am as long as people are telling me who I am.
Oh, okay.
And, like, if they are not, or if I'm alone,
I have to be around.
that's when I completely fall apart.
Yeah.
I don't know who I have that,
Yes.
like, that identity disturbance symptom is, like,
That
really
makes sense.
strong then.
Yeah, that makes sense. I have to be around like-minded people, I think. Like, Becca.
Yeah,
For
sure.
example, like if I can 100% say things and know that like I'm not gonna get backlash from it.
Yeah.
That's when I know like, okay, this is who I am. This is the person I'm most comfortable with, and that's when I feel like most myself. But when I'm in like group settings and there's different energies going on, I match each conversation and I literally analyze how that person is talking, how they are holding themselves, their body language, all of it.
What's the way I can flatter this person the best so
Yeah.
that they know how to,
Yep.
well, in my case, so that they know how to treat me. And then, one little comment I got once, Mal, the,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
She, one of the first things she ever said about me, she said that, is he a serial killer? I feel like nobody can be that attractive and charming. And that's what I love about it, because one, I was like, oh God, they know. But two, it's like, I understand how positive first impressions I make, but then see how she looks at me now. It's all downhill from there.
I was very intimidated by you at first because you hold yourself very. I'm not good with confident people.
That's
like,
fair.
I'm really just
Don't worry,
not
it's all fake.
good. I'm not good with confident people, and that's how you project yourself.
Yeah.
So then I felt in my head this struggle to be that, but that is an aspect of me I literally can't be
You're
right
like,
now. So
you
it
are
was
like
a
not in touch
struggle.
with that like at all.
Nope.
And you're like, how do I deal with this?
Yeah. So like you were the first person that I walk into a room and I literally could not. Usually I can tell what someone is feeling when I walk into a room. I'm like, okay, this person is doing this because of body language, how they're acting, just
naturally pick up on those sort of things.
Yeah. And I couldn't.
I think it's just because I am so obviously performing all the time, basically. Because I feel like that's why like that would be harder for people to pick up on, because it's like. Because it's I almost exaggerate myself in those social situations. Not even almost. I definitely exaggerate myself. What am I talking about? I walk in somewhere and it's like, and it's funny because obviously I know my disorder and stuff, and I'm like, all right, let's play this in a way that isn't super bad. So I'll be very arrogant and boastful, but I try to play it off like it's a joke, so that I can get away with doing it.
You want to walk into a room and have all eyes on you. I want to walk into a room and not be acknowledged whatsoever. I think that's where we differ.
Why do you go into the room?
Because, if I walk into the room and they're all looking at me, I'm instantly thinking, why are they all looking at me? You walk into a room and you're like, ooh, they're all looking at me.
It depends how they're looking at me. And
True, true.
I mean, there's been times that I've, flown into a rage and then everybody's looking at me and I'm like, that's probably not good looks.
yeah.
Ooh, that's something. Okay. After you get into a fight with somebody, thinking that that friendship's over now.
Yep.
Basically, no matter what.
Oh yeah, every relationship I've been in, if we get into an argument, my first reaction is to be like, fine, we're done. Okay, it's over then.
To me, that's just kind of how do I put it? I don't know. Because to me, it's because maybe I just have, I don't know, I have abandonment shit too, I guess. I don't know, fucking borderline and narcissist, whatever. But whenever I get into a fight with somebody, I will fucking rage at them.
Yep.
And then depending on what kind of state of mind I'm in, I'll eventually calm down and be like, oh my God, that person will now hate me forever. And then I'll be and then depending on how, I'll try to be hey, fucked up there, sorry about that. But if they don't meet that energy, then I'm like, fuck them. I never need them anyway.
I always play the victim card. I don't like getting called out. So then I instantly pull sometimes it's a really dramatic situation. I used to be a pathological liar. For years, mostly through high school. And I'm getting better at it. It still happens every once in a while. It's white lies. Where it's I'm not, and I hate that I do it, and I always catch myself, I'm like, why did I say that? Why did I just make that up? It literally doesn't add to anything.
I remember sorry, what were you saying?
No, you're fine. You can go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, just remember, sometimes thing I'll do is obviously I read a lot of stuff, and occasionally I'll watch a YouTube video too about like something about like linguistics or something like that.
Yeah.
And you go tell somebody about it, and like I'll purposely be like, in this study I read, because I don't want them thinking I learned something from a YouTube video and not from like a book or a study or something.
I do things like that from the smallest things to
Yeah.
huge things, and that has affected relationships specifically.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm better at the huge ones.
yeah,
nowadays.
like friendships, relationships, I would always be like, I'm not happy with you because of this, this, and this, and I would instantly get defensive and be like, well
my
I'm going
dog
through
died.
this.
Yeah.
This happened to me. I lost this, and
I feel like you're calling me out right now.
and then later I would just sit in my room and I'd be like, wow, I'm a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
That's bad. And then I'll try to go apologize, and like if it doesn't work out, then I'm like, fine. Fine. We're done then.
See, you know, we should just erase all mentions of which one of us has which disorder, because like
Just
I want them to
figure out
see
who
if they can
has
figure
what.
out like which one is which.
It should just be a big game of who has what.
Oh my god, that could just be like like after every episode they could be like, who is more narcissistic or borderline this episode?
Yeah.
Well, because the thing is, like, narcissistic personality disorder and borderline personality disorder, they differ in some key aspects, but they are not nearly as different as a lot of people would imagine them to be.
Yeah.
I mean, like, hell, as I said earlier, borderline people can be grandiose a lot.
Mm-hmm.
They can't, like, narcissistic people have fear of abandonment.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them have a very intense feeling of emptiness.
Yep.
Anyways. Like, honestly, like, the ways that they differ are almost so subtle that you can't even tell half of the times. It really is just presentation over. Honestly, to me, a big part of it, I think, is like, I think it's more or less, I think self-awareness is honestly a big difference too. Because, like, if you were to talk to me, like, when I was like in high school or something like that, or like right after I got out of basic training, like, you would be like, this is the most narcissistic asshole I've ever met in my life. Like, easy. Like, I mean, I was better at than most narcissists. Okay, like, see, I'll say stuff like that too. Yeah, I'll be like, yeah, I'm a narcissist, but I'm like better than all the other narcissists.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
I'm the best narcissist.
100%. Have you ever met one like me? Come on. But nowadays, with me having a lot more awareness about it, and like, well, because so it's weird because I knew about it like pretty early on, not early on in life, but like late high school, I was diagnosed with that, and which is still kind of like weird because you probably shouldn't when it's somebody that's under 18, but yeah, it's still stuck. But well, here's the thing. Then that was like a point of pride for me. I was like, yeah, I'm a fucking narcissist. Like, whatever. I am like the next logical step in human evolution. Like, that's legitimately something I thought about myself.
See, I just go through little moods where I have a God complex. Like, I never, like, it's not ever in my mindset. It's just a mood where I'm like, I'm just better than everyone. I want all of the attention. I can get whoever I want. And then, like, a week later, I'm like, I hate everyone. I don't want any of this interaction. But I'll project the God complex, and then everyone around me is like, oh, she's so confident. I'm like, no, I'm probably slightly manic.
Almost she has schizoaffective, so she has bipolar with it and everything. Mm-hmm. And she describes very similar things when it comes to her manic states of like, oh my god, I'm better than everybody else. So, and to which my response was, I want to see you manic so bad because we were going to get along so well.
I mean, even last night, I kind of was, and it more shows itself with like how I'm talking. Like, I'll talk really fast and I'll talk really loud. Like, Chloe had to like shush me a couple times because of how loud I was talking. Yeah, because we were talking about parties and stuff. And so I was talking way too loud, and like I don't recognize those things especially when I'm in that mindset, because like I just want to keep spitfiring and constantly talking about something, and like my brain is on 20 different topics, and I don't recognize anyone around me being affected by it.
Because I imagine those like moods can last like anywhere from like fucking a couple minutes to a couple of days.
Yep.
Yeah. So I kind of figured about that.
It's usually a whole day I just like lock myself in my room and I'm like, I'm not going and doing anything. And then like the next day I'll be like, okay, I have to, or else I'm gonna do this for a couple days. Like, I'm very self-aware of the fact when I am, and that's when I put myself in social situations where I can match other people's energy so I don't feel that way.
See, that's my thing is that like I will be effectively manic, so to speak, as long as people are around me. And then otherwise, I'm just completely